What it tells me now in the future elections of the District of Columbia, when you look at other electoral races, you're going to find less and less black people getting elected because white people now have a majority population. They're more organized. They vote. Black people are apathetic, don't vote, and some of them that are apathetic got a good reason because black people get in office, they don't train anybody, and they really don't look out for the interests of their black people. They're too busy trying to be validated by white folks, giving them what they want, and thinking they're going to vote for them and selling out. They're a bunch of sellouts. They're a bunch of sellouts. They're a bunch of sellouts.
Welcome to the Daily Detox Podcast. I'm your man Dion J, and today we have back again, always welcome, good brother Leroy Monty Thorpe. Welcome back to the show.
Assalamu alaikum. What's up, Noop? Let me first give a shout out to Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Our praise be Allah. Bear witness, no prophet except Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that Allah is God.
Man, the city just finished up its elections, man. The primaries.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on all the folks that won and lost? And
What happened is that you had, for the mayor race, you had three black candidates. You had Treon White, the young Ward 8 council member running for mayor first time. You had at-large council member Robert White, first time running for mayor. And then you had the incumbent Mayor Bowser, Muriel Bowser, running for her third term. I thought it would be very close, that she would just sketch it out, and that possibly Robert White would probably edge her, but his campaign was not managed very well. They didn't really do good outreach. I thought that his campaign manager didn't really know the city that well. She's from out of the city. She didn't know the city that well. She didn't know the people. Nevertheless, the mayor won by 50% of vote, which is not a mandate. She won the Democratic primary. Now she has to run in the general election. There's rumors that the Attorney General, Carl Racine, might jump into the race. If he does, it would be a good race to watch. But yeah, she won. The Ward 5 race, you had our frat brother Gordon Fletcher running that race, a newcomer. I didn't think he was going to really do that well. I don't think Gordon is grassroots oriented in terms of black people. I think his assimilation into the white corporate world has detached him from the reality of his people and what they think. So I know that wasn't going to work out well. I did think that Vincent Orange had a good chance of winning. He was a former Ward 5 council member. Had also served on the Board of Commerce for the District of Columbia, and may have served at large. I'm not sure, but anyway, I thought he would have a pretty good chance. And the sister Faith Hubbard, one of our fraternity brothers' wife, I just thought that she was a little bit too concerned about special interest groups, appeasing them. And this is what Gordon's problem was too, appeasing special interest groups, meaning the LGBTQ, and talking about diversity and that type of thing. I thought that was going to generate well with black voters in that predominantly middle class ward. So you had the guy, unexpectedly, Zachary Parker won. He's a black so-called professed homosexual male that was backed by the LGBTQ community and the progressive movement in the city, as well as Jewish coalition. That's bad news for a black man in terms of morality and then being a role model. But this is what this country pushes. Wasn't really happy at all with his victory. So, but they organized. Those folks went out and organized. Black people slept again, and black people did not organize. And this is what you get. What it tells me now in the future elections of the District of Columbia, when you look at other electoral races, you're going to find less and less black people getting elected because white people now have a majority population. They're more organized. They vote. Black people are apathetic, don't vote. And some of them that are apathetic got a good reason, because black people get in office, they don't train anybody, and they really don't look out for the interests of their black people. They're too busy trying to be validated by white folks, giving them what they want, and thinking they're going to vote for them and selling out. They're a bunch of sellouts. So personally, I don't like any of the candidates. I didn't find any of them that was morally qualified to represent me on any particular issue. And I find them so-called attached from the reality of the needs of black people, particularly the mayor, who has white people in every aspect of her government, where black people are basically need support. Her chief of staff is white. Her city administrator is white. Her deputy mayor for public safety is white. Her Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services director is white. Her Department of Human Services is white. So she got all these white folks, man, that has an effect on black people's lives, and they don't even understand black people, and they don't understand them, so they don't know how to help them. So I really wasn't too thrilled about her being reelected, but I hope it's a reality wake up for her to see that 50% is not a mandate, and that she comes back home and do something for the people in her native Washingtonian city.
So what do you think about some of the young candidates like Trayon White? You think he something?
Trayon White days are numbered. Number one, Trayon is he's a young man that think he know it all. He doesn't take advice from his elders. He caters to the young generation, and they don't even vote. They can't even read. They can't write. They don't want to work. They're out, committing a whole lot of crimes in the city and a lot of other stuff. He should be using that population and trying to get them to read, to write, and to work. So his district just got redistricted into another aspect of the city, which is predominantly white, up there on Capitol Hill near the Navy Yard. So his days as a council member is numbered, and as a politician as well. So let me just give you something positive to look forward to. I think the mayor has a good opportunity to be reelected in the general election if she began to put more qualified black people or people of color in positions that has a feel for what the people want, and that are actually into reaching out to these people and providing the services. I think this is the key for her to stay in power, as connecting to the people, and I think she's disconnected. As far as Trayon is concerned, Trayon is got an uphill battle. His ward is being constantly gentrified through the redevelopment. The census report, more white people moving into his ward. His days is basically numbered. Trayon has alienated a whole lot of people that could have supported him because he doesn't listen. So, but you never know what's going to happen. But this is now, but you never know what's going to happen in the future. But I think his political days are basically numbered.
So it seems like we got a new pandemic coming through with monkeypox. And where's that coming from, man? I've heard little bits of information about it, but
let me just say that allegedly, the so-called mainstream media was alleging that it was a homosexual type of disease that was hitting male homosexuals. This monkeypox, which develops into lesions, bumps all over the body, that type of thing, from immoral and ungodly sexual intercourse with the same sex. What happened is that once that got out, the mainstream media in America wanted to pull wool over the eyes of the viewers again, by not using that term, that targeted group, LGBTQ community, particularly homosexual men. They didn't want people to know that it was basically targeting them, not just here in the United States, but also abroad in other countries. So they try to cover it up and say, oh, now it's something that people got to come out and get a vaccine for in order to stop it. But it's mainly affecting the homosexual population in America. So yeah, that's just the games that
And
was
so
played.
so you're saying that it's derived from homosexuality.
This is what the mainstream media in America had
And this is
originally.
what, CNN, Fox News.
When we say mainstream America, it can be Fox, it could be ABC,
Okay.
and one of those mainstream, not necessarily cable, CNN News.
And is there any cure for this, or is it?
They're saying that they have a vaccine that can basically, I guess, stabilize this type of disease. But my recommendation to those, to that targeted community, is not to engage in same-sex
Is it unprotected or just sex in general? Like,
I have
or is
I,
it just more?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea. But let me just send out some words of encouragement for prevention. Hey guys, ladies, if you want to have sex, get married to a man or a woman. Okay, not same sex, opposite sex, heterosexual relationships. Do it in the name of God, in terms of doing it the right way, not fornicating. And this way you don't have to worry about getting all these transmitted diseases and everything else. You can't do what you want to do. And this is America, the free to home. Look, these people are godless. Everything they do is against what God says in your religion, if you believe in religion, whether it's the Torah, the Bible, or the Quran. So if you don't want to worry about the diseases, stop having illegal, sexual, and immoral, sadistic, sodomy, whatever you want to call it, relationships. Get married in a heterosexual relationship, and do it in the name of God, so that it be legal.
What's your feelings towards the overturning of Roe versus Wade? I mean, it's going to cause a lot of spirals.
As far as Roe versus Wade, hey, listen, I don't believe in abortions. I hear what some of you saying. I sympathize you. If some of you get raped or something like that, I'll back up from that. I won't take no position other than me saying I don't believe in abortions, because that's a life. Earlier earlier when you looked at the Arabian culture, those Saudis over there used to bury their women children alive because they wanted a boy. They would actually go out there and take those baby girls and bury them alive. That's why Allah sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to pick Prophet Muhammad among the Arabs, and also to give the message to the world. That's one of the blessings of a Prophet Muhammad coming, to stop all that foolishness. So when you start talking about abortions, I'm anti-abortion. I'm not for killing no children. Let me give you some advice. You ladies out here, if you don't want to get pregnant, and if you can't take care of a child to raise them, you don't have the financial wherewithal to do that, don't have sex. Just don't have sex. You don't have to do what this ungodly country says, to go out there and be what you want to be and be with whomever you want to be with. Do the right thing. Ladies, marry a man that can, first of all, afford to take care of you, that wants to take care of his children. Okay? Marry him. Not having no fornication, to try him out to see what he's like, so you'll slip up and what? Get pregnant? Then, oh, I'm pregnant. The man don't want it. He don't want the baby.
Well, now he has no choice, right? So with the new overturning, they've actually put more forced responsibility on the male. So, did you see that video clip that was posted on the internet about these kids over in Africa that were repeating racial slurs about themselves? I guess they were coerced into saying different things to build the social media platform for this Asian social media network.
A Chinese man was arrested for child trafficking, okay? After a BBC documentary accused him of exploiting children for social media notoriety and financial gain. Let me show you this video. Here it is.
Yes, you heard that correctly. The kids are saying, in Chinese, I'm a black monster. My IQ is low. This video was released in February 2020 on a Chinese social media account called, get this, Jokes About Black People Club. Within days, it had more than 4,000 likes and a ton of comments. Some people were laughing. Others were outraged. The word they're using is hypocrite, which could be translated as black monster or black devil. But really, it's the Chinese equivalent of the N-word. In this one, for example, the producer gets the kids to promise they'll always stay in Africa. In this one, a patriotic song about the glory of China, they're made to sing yellow skin and dark eyes are the most beautiful. In quite a few of them, we see girls dancing in obviously sexualized ways. Teenagers, and sometimes even younger kids.
Put up the picture of this sick SOB. Okay? We got some work to do. BBC reporters discovered that Luke Key, Luke, was filming children as young as 6 years of age, making video greetings, mocking and calling themselves basically the N-word. Lou would pay the children about 50 cents a day, and if they did not listen to him, he would pinch them or whip them according to the children. So he's exploiting these children. He's sexualizing these children. He's trafficking these children. He is abusing these children, and he's making a mockery of these children. These are human beings.
I'm familiar with that. Let me just give you a graphic type of verbal, something verbal that you can graphically try to understand, kind of put together. You have, for instance, you got the Chinese that goes to Africa. There's a lot of Chinese in Africa. They're supposed to be there to help out with infrastructure, building bridges, trains, that type of thing. But they're going over to exploiting these African kids and these women. I seen one video where the Chinese folks was actually in southern Africa with a couple of them having their hands around one of the younger female adolescents and fondling her breasts, thinking that's funny. In that culture, just like you can look at some of the Aborigines or South Americans, where some of them they wear their clothing is kind of, it's not that much. It's kind of they don't wear that much clothing because of the heat and that type of thing. So the Asians would go over there and think that's a joke, to play with their anatomy and post that and think that's a joke. And then what the brother is talking about, Dion, the host of this podcast, is where they have these children that are demeaning themselves and are basically or have a script to basically demean themselves and say things, oh, we have a low IQ, or we're dumb, or we're savages and stuff like that. And what the Chinese do is post that on their social media, and they think that's funny. But see, when they was getting their ass whooped in America by these African Americans for that virus that came out allegedly from their country, and they started talking about why is all of the violence against the Asians? See, they want you to support the Asians when they getting their ass whooped, but they want to go over to a country like Africa, which is not fully developed in a lot of the countries there, and they want to demean the population there and that type of thing. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If it was me, I would be whooping their ass too. So you got to respect people, and this should be a message to them. Stop going around saying that Asians, Americans are being attacked and stuff like that when you people out there doing a lot of dirt. Okay, so I have no sympathy for you from that category when you're getting your ass whooped, or when you're going around violating people's rights and demeaning them and making them and dehumanizing them. I'm not down with that.